This presentation is related to the typically monitoring machines. In the first subject is recognize the machine are commonly monitored. The second is recognize the hazards. Is the idea of this presentation. Recognize the machine and then recognize the hazards before performing any job in that machines. In the first session, we talk about the history of the measurement, and now remember we have the machines, then the transducers connected to collect the data, and then the transducer convert the signal to electrical signal to connect to the monitor process the information, and then using a software to provide proper plots and analytics to diagnostics the condition. Now we are focused on the first one, the machine. The first machine is the centrifugal the compressors. There are two types of compressors in this topic. This is the centrifugal, and other are the displacement positive. And in this case, of the centrifugal compressor, we had this compressor. This is a two-stage compressor, and this is the axial compressor. The big difference is this is designed, the centrifugal compressor are designed to a high pressure ratio, and the axial are designed to high flow. The purpose of the compressor is increase the pressure of the gas. Is the main function. Now, when you are working, you need to check or recognize the gas could be combustible, corrosive, or toxic. And you need a special training when working here, even when the machine is stopped. Remember, understand and follow safe work practice for every job. The second machine is a motor. The motor is a machine that you had a electric field and convert the electric field into torque. What means there are electricity. Electricity is for a small motor is 100 or 220 volts, and the big motors is 13,000 volts. And now you need to take special care with when working in the motor. And remember, never touch a machine that is running. Never open a bearing, open a part. Maintain the distance. And when you are working in any electrical motor, is mandatory to using the lotto process, log out, log out. You need to ensure that no one can start this machine when you are working on it. Caution is the understand and follow safe work practice for every job. The fans. The function of the fan is increase the pressure of the air, not like compressors is a high pressure. This is a very small delta pressure, but the flow of the air is big. Air or gases. We had two types of fans in the industry. This is the fans, in this case, or horizontal fan with two supporting, another fan is in overhand, or these special fans, this is called the fin fans for a cooling tower. When you are working in the fans, remember the draft fan pull very hot, toxic exhaust gas from the flue or the steam boiler, Another extraction may have the similar hazards. And the cooling tower are the fans are the windmill. That means any very soft blow can start to move the blades. You need to ensure that the blades are locked, and you need to special devices because you are working in high harnesses, lanyard, etc. Remember, understand and follow, safe or practice for every job. Generator is similar to electrical motors, but the difference is now you have a rotating electrical field that convert this rotating electrical field applied by torque from any steam turbine or gas turbine or hydro turbine, and convert this into electricity. In the generators, you had a voltage until 26,000 volts. One of the special part of the generator is the cooling system. For big ones, using hydrogen. Hydrogen is an explosive gas. Now you need to protect and take extra care when you're working, because you had high electricity, you had a hazardous gas, and you had a static current even when machine stop, because this is a massive stator. Remember, understand and follow safe work practice for every job. In the electrical motors and generators, you need a special PPE like dielectric shoes. Now you have the gas turbines. The gas turbine is compressed air, and then they combine the gas with the air and burn into the burner, and then expand into the turbine rotor. This produces power, but that means is when you burn the gas, the temperature increase a lot. Okay, now you have extra hazard because you have high temperatures and very high sound levels. You need a special protection from your air, normally double protection. But when you are working in the gas turbine, the gas turbine are susceptible to be damaged for any foreign objects. You need FOD. To avoid any FOD, you need, or it's mandatory to using the foreign material exclusion. This is a process that review all the tools and parts that enter into the turbine area, and when you're leaving, you need to do the checkout to review that you never forget any tool, any part, any lanyard, any part different to the turbine. Only the sensor that you install. Caution, understand and follow safe work practice for every job. Pumps. The objective of pumps is increase the pressure of the liquids. Most of the pumps are centrifugal. In this case, it's a small pump overhung with an electric motor. But there are the hazards from the pumps. Is you can have toxic, very hot, corrosive, or flammable liquids. Even when the pump is stopped, the lines can contain these hazardous liquids. The people working close to the pump needs to take extra care and ensure that all the lines are locked with the valves or any device for log out to avoid any accident. Remember, understand and follow safe work practice for every job. Steam turbines. The steam turbines are designed to expand the steam into the rotor, passing to the rotor. The steam enter to high pressure and high temperature and expanding to the rotor and convert this pressure and temperature and energy into torque. Similar to gas turbine, you have high temperature and very high sound levels. And the steam, that means there are steam in the surrounding. You need to check for steam leaks. If you observe that your vision are blurry, please don't pass. Normally it's overheated steam. It's invisible, but the temperature is over 100 centigrade degree or 212 Fahrenheit. Similar to the gas turbine, you need to create or to follow the foreign material exclusion technique to avoid FOD into the steam turbine. And this is steam turbine. All the instrument on this, especially in the big ones, are called the TSI, Turbine Supervisory Instrumentation. That includes vibration, differential expansion, eccentricity, shell expansion, thrust position, rotor position, and temperatures. This is part of the TSI. Caution: understand and follow safe work practice for